find the least cost way to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
Think about energy and climate together.
To address the issue of climate change, the sort of system we need to cap greenhouse gas emissions.
Climate change is a transformative kind of challenge, but it offers a lot of opportunities, and that's what we can learn from some key companies.
I think far too much people see it as a win-lose game, and it's not that at all. It can be a win-win game.
That takes a different thought process about what we have, what we can bring to the market, and how we can actually grow our businesses.
We anticipate that sooner or later there's going to be government regulation. There already is in much of Europe.
When you recognize that change is there, it's happening, and you embrace it, and then ask yourselves, how can you optimize your position in that environment? That's fun. It's intellectually challenging, and when you make progress against that, it's very rewarding.
Keeping America competitive requires affordable energy. And here we have a serious problem. America is addicted to oil.
Well, I think the administration understands very clearly that we have an oil problem, in part because it is seen as being tied to the Middle East and the problem of terrorism. And many people in the administration certainly realize as well that we have a climate change problem.
Government's financed a lot of very important research on the science of climate change, but has not moved into the policy realm. But one of the great things about the current moment is corporations who look to the economic bottom line as their measure of success are achieving reductions in their greenhouse gases and showing this can be done. And not only that, you can make money at it.
I'm delighted to be here this afternoon with such a diverse group of business and environmental leaders from across this country. It is our judgment that despite the challenges, and there'll be many, our businesses and the national economy can grow, prosper, and compete successfully in a greenhouse gas constrained world.
We talk about tipping points in the climate itself, but there are tipping points in public life. And I think we are at a tipping point in terms of the business community's approach to this problem.
Good afternoon, Johnson & Johnson. May I help you?
This company was founded in 1886. We hope to be here in 2086. And to do that, you've got to be looking ahead all the time. In 2003, our executive committee set very aggressive goals for reduction of greenhouse gases. In the early days of this effort, there were skeptics. Some very important folks were skeptics about whether it was a realistic goal, whether it would cost us too much money. Many questions were brought to the table. What's exciting is that today we have already reduced emissions in absolute terms 11.5%. And in that same time frame, our sales have increased 350%. The investments that we've made are saving this corporation $30 million a year. And so our conviction that this is good for the long term, good for the business, good for the planet, ultimately of critical importance to human health, we think is being vindicated.
So many of the companies that begin to take the problem seriously are amazed as they look at their own energy use. Walmart's probably the best example. Nobody's better at reducing costs than Walmart, but they've discovered a whole number of things they can do to operate more cost effectively. For example, they can improve the tire inflation on their trucks. They can improve how the trucks' engines operate when their truck stops overnight. They can save money by how they design their stores and lay them out. All of those things are there for the taking. If I were CEO of a major company and I saw Walmart making the commitments it's making, I would recognize that's a revolution. It's time to pay attention.
Welcome to Dupont.
Lowering the impact that our facilities have on the environment. That's really not enough. Society expects more from companies than just doing less harm, if you will. Society really expects companies to think about how is the world better because of the products they bring to the market. So we're going to continue our footprint reduction, but we really want to start to focus the strategic direction of the company around bringing products to the market that are going to do society a lot of good.
For Dupont, one initial impulse of their concern to reduce greenhouse gases was to reduce their reliance on natural gas. The more they got into it, they realized that they have the chemistry, the technology to develop alternative fuels. And now they're doing that with British Petroleum, biobutanol. And they're going to make a polymer for clothing and for carpets from corn.
The pipeline of products from our bio-based materials will be how we really make a difference downstream. And what we're seeing is customers are demanding that in a way that they never did before.